Hi guys, feel free to like and subscribe if you are enjoying this content. And if you notice, I'm uploading a bunch of videos. Some of these I had made previously, and I'm going on a climbing trip, so I'm just trying to make sure that there's some content in here. So in this video, what I'm going to talk about is something that can be a real struggle when you get out of these narcissistic relationships. And that is for your own healing and growth, how to be happy being single and how to take enough time so that you can heal mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally, so that you, if at some point in the future are going to be able to be in a relationship, so that you can be well and happy, so that you have something to offer, and so you can meet somebody who is at your same level. So of course we all want connection. We all want validation. We all want attention. We all want happiness. We all, even us, I think, especially as women, and I know men too, but I'm just going to speak from one woman's perspective. We've sort of been socialized, at least in my generation, to, find your happily ever after. You're like, get married, white picket fence, all of that. And you have to forgive my coughing. I have really bad allergies right now, but we've all been sort of, primed for that concept that, we're supposed to find our life partner. And I really think it's super important when you get out of one of these relationships, or any relationship, to give yourself some time and space to heal. And so you can learn to self-parent and to self-validate and to feed your own soul, and to actually get into this place where you are truly happy being single. And I think what's very beautiful about the time I've been able to take for myself is just one thing that I've really learned to love is my alone time. I've really learned to love and relish time that I get to spend by myself, with myself. And I do that a lot because I work from home quite often. So I've been able to really spend time with myself alone. And then also I like to go into the wilderness and be alone, which is very beautiful for me. And, I really, really appreciate my alone time. One of the things I'm currently learning is how to, try to go on dates. If you're going to start going on dates, try to go on dates where you're, instead of looking at that person as like, is this the person I'm going to marry? Is this going to be my life partner? Maybe trying to just enjoy the dates and see if just slowly kind of get to know the person. And that's something I struggle with. But it's something I'm working on. And then, this is just sort of being able to be happy being single, and to kind of get away from some of the societal notions that you're supposed to couple up in order to be happy. For me, I love to rock climb. And so I'm in the middle, I'm planning this big climbing trip. I'm really excited about it. And that gives me like a lot of joy, like thinking about that sort of goal. But what you can learn to do, to enjoy being single is, really learn to build your self-esteem, your confidence, and your self-love. For me, practicing mindfulness, which I struggle with because I've got a really busy mind. It's a traumatized mind. But I really am working on practicing mindfulness and being really content in my everyday endeavors, like cooking. And I actually love to clean. It's very strangely, it's therapeutic for me. I love to garden and grow vegetables and get my hands in the dirt. And so I've been practicing really being in the moment with those daily household sort of chores. And then for me, prayer is a big part of my spiritual life. If I'm spending, time in prayer. And I believe that you can pray while you're baking bread. I believe you can pray while you're gardening. I believe you can pray while you're walking. I believe you can pray while you're driving. Just don't close your eyes. Another thing I've been able to do, and I really recommend, is building a spiritual community of whatever that looks like for me or for you. And for me, a lot of it's in the context of my friendships and my 12-step recovery. And recognize that, you are responsible for your own happiness. I've learned that I am absolutely 100% responsible for my own happiness. Nobody else is responsible for my happiness. Nobody else is there to save you or fix you. No knight in the white, on the white horse is coming to rescue you from your pain. Like, you have to be the self-rescuer. Sorry, this asthma is just kicking my butt. But another thing is like positive affirmations. I like to listen to positive affirmations and like guided meditations for trauma and PTSD and healing, like right before I go to sleep, or I listen to it in the shower. Another thing I do is I love to put on music and I will dance just by myself. When I wake up in the morning, I make coffee and I'll just dance. I'll put on some favorite songs. One is Johnny Nash, I Can See Clearly Now. I love that song. And I'll just put on songs that like create this happiness and joy in me. And, learn how to feel happy and whole by yourself instead of needing to seek that like from the outside world. And, I really think it's important to take a solid break from dating, and eventually you're going to go back into dating, but definitely to take a solid, break from dating or from relationships so you can do some healing. And, get proper exercise, go on adventures, plan travel, spend time with friends, cook for yourself, take baths, go for walks on the beach or in the woods. One thing you can really learn how to do, another way to sort of enjoy your alone time and being single and being on your own, is listen to your intuition. Listen to that voice within and start to trust it. And stop second guessing yourself. You may have spent the whole relationship like not trusting yourself because you were being gaslit and you weren't trusting your intuition. Trust that. Surround yourself with kind people. Practice forgiveness. This is something that I've learned and I get mentored in 12-step recovery, is that I need to pray for the person that hurt me. And I pray for them to have happiness and peace every day. And it says that actually if you pray for them for 14 days, then you're going to have a change of heart, a change in your compassion. And your compassion will start to replace your anger and your hurt. I've actually found that to be absolutely true. Now, forgiveness is not condoning the behavior. It's not going out for tea with them. Forgiveness is setting yourself free. And feel your feelings, own your feelings, and then letting them go. I don't think that we should be stuffing our anger. I don't think that we should be ignoring our feelings. I think whatever feelings you have coming up, embrace them, notice them, acknowledge them, recognize them, investigate, figure out where they're coming from, and then self-nurture, and then eventually let them go. Another thing that you can really do to increase your self-esteem and your self-love is to know what your boundaries are. And, everyone has different boundaries. One of my boundaries is, I have a lot of different boundaries, but I don't want to have physical intimacy without emotional intimacy and commitment. That's one of my boundaries. Some people have a very different boundary than that. I totally respect that. But for me, that's one of my healthy boundaries. And I need to make sure that I'm respecting that. And it's hard to do, in the moment, or it's hard to do if you're feeling great attraction towards someone. But that's one of my boundaries that I really, really want to stick to, because I want physical intimacy to really mean something, to be special, and to be something that I share with somebody that I have an emotional, like a deep emotional connection with. So it's very important that, for me anyway, that I've learned how to respect my internal boundaries and set external boundaries. And I consider this narcissistic relationship, consider it a gift. Look at how much you've learned. Look at how much you've grown. And, again, forgiveness is not condoning the act. It's freeing yourself from those ties that bind. You can do radical self-care. Focus on your own happiness. Start loving yourself unconditionally. You know that you do not need to be perfect in order to be loved. Stop judging how you feel. Stop judging your own thoughts. Stop beating yourself up internally. And it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be grieving. It's okay to be angry. Any of these feelings that you're having, it's okay. And it's okay to recognize them, let your body feel them, process them, and then eventually let them go. All of that can be part of the process, and it's going to pass. Treat yourself, instead of judging yourself, instead of berating yourself, instead of this internal condemnation, treat yourself like you would like a darling child or your best friend. If this was like a little kid, would you be talking the way you talk to yourself in your mind? Would you be doing that if this was like a small child that was fragile and wounded and traumatized? No, you would be treating that child with love and respect and unconditional love. And so start by letting go of the judgments and the negativity that you have in your head. And really start to, I think, celebrate your accomplishments. Start celebrating your wins. With my coaching clients, we celebrate like how many days, some with some of them, like how long has it been since you've gone no contact? How, what have you done for yourself? Have you taken yourself out? Have you gotten a massage? Have you done some self-care? And, it's all, I believe, about radical self-care. That can mean, saying no. When you mean no, let your yes mean yes and your no mean no. Go out, set healthy boundaries. Be really clear on your boundaries. Go get a massage, have dinner with your friends, get a facial, go running, go hiking, go climb, go swim in the ocean. Celebrate your wins, celebrate your achievements. Like I mentioned, I'm planning this dream climbing trip, which I'm really excited about. And, if you have not healed, you are more than likely to either choose the wrong person, or you might have found the right person, but the timing is wrong because you're not healed, and that is not going to be a functional relationship. So again, ways to look at it, this breakup can be a blessing. You might have been in a situation where you were never going to leave, especially if you were trauma bonded and you have misguided loyalty. If you're codependent and you're loyal to a fault where it's hurting you, you might never have left if you hadn't found out that they were having an affair or lying to you or gaslighting or whatever they were doing. And sometimes what you think is love is actually an unhealthy attachment. And again, you might have been loyal to a fault. Maybe you needed that person to be a cheater in order for you to leave a toxic relationship. Maybe you needed that person to gaslight you and lie to you, and you found out about it, or control you financially or whatever they were doing. And maybe you needed that to happen in order for you to leave, because the truth is they were never the right person for you. If you were unhealed when you met them, you have a broken picker, or you probably have a broken picker, and you need to heal that part of yourself so that you don't get into a relationship with the wrong person. You've got to heal before you are ready for the right person. So just be careful about dating before you are healed. And sometimes you may be feeling, when you get out of these relationships, you might be feeling this loss and this hole in your soul. So you've got to be careful that you're just not looking for anything or anyone to fill that hole. That's super not healthy. I know it's a natural human inclination, but it's not healthy. And you can find your true purpose when you're out of these relationships. You can focus on, I know that one of my true purposes that has been revealed through this experience is service to others. And I was already in service to others, but I didn't know that my next step was going to be in service to others like you guys. So that's the whole reason I'm making these videos, is so I can, that's the original reason I did it, was so I can heal. And I knew that service to others in the context of my 12-step recovery helped me heal from substance abuse disorder. So now I know that this is helping me heal from this narcissistic abuse. And ultimately, I had love and service was my code, was my sort of highest value. And I was in a relationship with somebody who did not value service. So on some level, they were hindering my purpose, my true purpose. And think of it this way, the loss of the relationship was your gain if you were able to step out of living when you were out of alignment and living, and then step into living in integrity with your true self, your true purpose. And another reason why this was a blessing is because if you had stayed longer, then you might have suffered a lot more damage. And this is the other thing to note. Sometimes you might be with the right person. You might have actually found the right person, right? But the timing was wrong because you were not healed and maybe they were not healed. And so you have two unhealed people that are trying to, make a relationship work. That's not going to work. So sometimes you might have met the person, but the timing was off. And so it's important that you get out of that quickly so you don't damage each other, so you don't get trauma bonded, so you don't hurt each other. And what you can do is you can go and do your healing. They can do their healing. And if you're meant to be, then the universe or God, I believe God, is going to put you back together. I mean, that is, I believe, how things work. Or maybe they were just somebody you were supposed to meet so that you could recognize that you're not healed. So you can heal your baggage. It's really important that you heal from your past relationships and your childhood trauma so that you can break the cycle and be a healed person. So when you meet somebody, water seeks its own level. If you're both healed, hopefully you can meet each other on that plane of healing and grace. And if another thing that sometimes people tend to do in these relationships is, you might have put this person first if you were in a toxic relationship, and again, above your true life purpose. And so you may have gotten confused and off kilter what your true life purpose is. And so sometimes when you get out of these relationships, this is your opportunity to really find your true act of service, your true life purpose, the thing that you're actually supposed to be doing. And I believe that for me, a lot of this is what I'm doing with you guys right now, is sharing my experience, strength, and hope. So hopefully that you can find some healing on the other side of these relationships. Thank you so much, and feel free to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.